Hey, what's going on? So I got a lot of calls last couple of days. It's January. It's cold weather climate zones where there's snow. And when it gets cold, people call me and say, "Hey, my basement's leaking, my attic's leaking, my roof's leaking, my crawl space is leaking," and they think that they actually have a leak, and it's like 0 degrees or 20. What's really happening? It's not a leak. It's their own moisture in their home condensating. And so you go up in the attic right now when it's really cold, and you've got thermal bypass or heat loss or unbalanced heating systems or negative pressure in your basement. Well, all let moisture go up into that attic and condensate usually on the north side because it's colder. The north side's always colder because the sun comes, from the east to the west to the south, or east to the west on the south side, right? Well, anyways, so here we go. This is a slab, and you see the photo, and that's Jim and I. We used to make little skits and teach home inspection seminars and forensic classes all over the country for the last 20 years. So this is just one of our goofy skits. Maybe I'll play it at the end. But anyways, you can see how the water, this is actually a slab, and you can see that water's dripping on there. And so people go outside and they think their slabs, their porches, if it's a crawl space, or if it's a patio or something, there's a basement underneath it. They'll go paint that. Same with front steps. They'll paint it and seal it, and it's all crazy sealed. And you're like, man, they're missing the boat here. Well, it's always a good idea to seal, to seal the concrete surface like that, especially if it's over a conditioned space, like a crawl space, like this particular one. But what happens really is it's cold, and you got to think about it. The snow and ice is cold. Concrete's thermal conductive is really bad. So basically, if you have any condensation, any moisture in your basement, you're going to get condensation, and that starts dripping. So you all of a sudden think that things are leaking. They're not. So you got to do a couple things. You got to balance heating. Let's talk about that. You got to get rid of moisture, okay? So it's a dew point. Dew point on a cyclometric chart, when you have so much at a certain temperature, the lower the temperature, the more the moisture, the more the dew point, and it condensates. That's why you have attic mold and crawl spaces that stink, and, those are. I got a lot of other videos. Oh, by the way, I do have a service called Call Marko with a Question. Just Google it. It's like, right now, it's really cheap. It's like 15, 20 minutes. If you can't solve your house problem, nobody else can, call me. I'm pretty good. I'm going to say now I'm a 95% rate. I might ask you for a few photos, ask you a bunch of questions. 15 minutes, and it's really cheap. I'll probably raise that price one of these days, but you can call me for that. Also, below, here we go. Below, I'll also have some links. If you want to check out some of my products, I do try to sell a few things from Amazon. Hey, I don't make a whole lot, like 10 cents, whatever. But anyways, check it out. So let's get back to this. So basically the dew point. So how do we stop the dew point? We got to control heat. Okay, we can't people close off rooms in their house because, we're not using that room. Bad idea, because now you're causing negative pressure in other rooms and positive pressure in these rooms, and you just can't do that. Or people with those pellet burners, they put them in, it screws up their thermostats, and all of a sudden the rooms are freezing, and they start plugging in electric heaters, and they can't figure it out. Your heating system has to control the whole house, all conditioned spaces. You can't shut rooms off, number one. So let's say you got a crawl space, or let's say a basement with a room like this particular. This actually isn't a room. I'm just using the slab on this picture because I don't feel like looking for the right photos. But if you could understand, the room is cold. Well, we got to get heat to the room. So what do we do? Put a louver door in. Okay, get that basement air into that room. That closet. Open that door in that closet. Cut the bottom of the closet. Put a vent in the closet. Make sure the heat vents aren't covered up. People turn their registers off. You want to balance your heating system. Number two, you got too much humidity. We got to lower the humidity. You don't need, if you have 40% humidity in the wintertime on a really cold day, you're going to have a problem. Your windows are going to have condensation. Check out for condensation on your windows. If your windows got condensation on the north side and the bottoms of the windows, guess what? You're screwed up. That means you probably got mold in the wall and up in the attic on the north side and wherever. So you got to lower the humidity. Okay, let's cheat. Dehumidifier, yeah, great idea. But what is the real problem? Where's it coming from? Do I have a crawl space that doesn't have a sealed floor? Dirt floors and crawl spaces? Bad idea. You need to have vapor barriers that are sealed, like radon covers. Are the gutters overflowing? Are there ice dams caused by thermal bridging, thermal bypass? Seal your attic access panels. We want to balance the heat in the house. Okay, there's my hands, Marko. You got to do it here, or you got to do it here. Okay, you want to balance the heat of your house. I'm doing this live. So open the registers, open the doors. And even bathroom doors, keep them cracked. The bedrooms you don't use, don't close them. Open it up, because chances are your heating system isn't balanced, your HVAC system isn't balanced, okay? It's probably screwed up. So the best thing is to do is kind of keep it open. And then look for moisture, like, for example, you got a sub pump. Well, you know what? You got to have a sub pump lid, a radon lid, a cover. It's 100% sealed, because moisture will rise. It's called vapor diffusion. So if you got an underground storm system or drain tile system, that's going to have 80% humidity. It's going to go to your basement. So you got a dehumidifier and an open sub pump. That's pretty dumb, because now you're just dehumidifying your backyard. So you got to get a sub pump lid, 100% sealed, to stop that moisture. You got a humidifier in your furnace? Turn it off. You don't need it. Unless you're getting shocked, okay, in your house. Then, of course, boil some water, make some pasta. I don't know. But dehumidifiers on furnaces generally cause problems, okay? They rot. They cause moisture. They cause mold. Mold in the attic. You've heard of them, attic mold. So check that out. Then look for any other moisture sources. Exterior grading. You have leaks, roof leaks, things like that, okay? And so, A, stop the moisture. B, even the temperatures, okay? And evening the temperatures means don't have closed off rooms. So here, this particular case, water's dripping down. It's not this one. I have, let me see if I have, here's one that we just did. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Here's one. This one we just did a couple days ago. Let me see if I can find it.
Hey, Jimmy, I figured out. It's condensation underneath the slab. That's what's causing mold in the attic. Oh, and I'm sure Victoria lives here? Victoria's Secret?
Hey,
I
didn't want you to watch it yet,
Secret.
but here we go.
It matches my shirt. It matches my
This
hat.
is kind of stupid, but hey,
You're
we're
looking
old
good,
guys. We
Marko.
can get away with
He's
it.
looking good. We're
Yeah.
singing in the rain.
Yeah.
We're singing. Jimmy, don't quit your day job.
All right, okay, that was funny, right? Yeah. All right, so I was trying to actually get to this video. There it is. So this is more like the video where people call you up and you're in their basement and they're like, "Oh man, look at this! My roof and above my patio's leaking and it's dripping on all my stuff and it's ruining my boxes." I got all those boxes you don't need, right? Let me turn this volume off. And so here's what, this was an easy one, okay? Basically, she shut this room off. There was no heat. So this one here, hey, listen, open the door, get the heat in there. And then in the basement, she had a sub pump, wasn't sealed. We said, hey, put a sub pump lid on it. We told them, run a dehumidifier. The humidifier was on. You want to ruin a house, turn on your humidifier in your furnace, let it run. Crazy stuff. It's nice to have one when you need it, but most of the time you don't need it. And when you wake up in the morning and there's condensation on your windows, on the north side, it means it's cold. You got too much humidity. All right. Thanks for coming on. And below I'll have some links. And if you ever call Marko with a question, Marko with is a K. Call Marko with a K. Marko with a question. And it'll prompt you to a small PayPal fee. And we could talk about your condensation problem. We can maybe solve it. I'm pretty good at this. Been doing this for 40 years. I wrote a mold book. I had a bunch of licenses. Been doing it for a while. So I won't be practicing on your house. Thank you. You have a nice day.